Good evening, everyone. Someone let me know in the chat when someone actually comes into the chat. Fuck's sake. Where is everyone? Right. Can someone say they can hear me in the chat, please? Someone? Well, I'm just going to start. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to DRL Division 1, Round 2. And we are in Belgium at Spa. Slightly bigger grid this week as we are not in Monaco, which was a shocker for over half of the grids from both Div 1 and Div 2. Only 10 people combined in both divisions finishing the race. But here we are in Spa, we've got 15. We're still waiting on maybe one more to come in. But we have 15. We have some new faces. We have some old faces that are making a return. We're currently on track with Shawarma _2001, who is in the Haas seat this week, new to the league. Who else have we got that's new or returning? Gold Samurai 29, the Golden Goon, is made a return to DRL, back in a Red Bull car, as we always see the Samurai, as Shawarma gets started on his lap down into La Source. What sort of time will we be seeing from this new driver on his debut? Nicely through Eau Rouge and on to the Clermont Straight. Solid looking lap at the moment. He comes around that long left-hander. He keeps the throttle down, which is important. Nice and tidy through Les Fans into campus. Running a bit low on the fuel towards the end here. Saved himself plenty of battery still in the tank. And it's a 1:43.1 to get us started. As we see an Aston Martin of O'Warman set at 1:42.5. And that will be followed by a kick, no. An Alpine of Duncan, 1:43.2, and Navahas of MeQ of 1:42.6. As we see this Alex UK on the bus stop chicane. He's going to set his first lap, and it's into provisional pole, 1:42.3. as Samurai comes through, and Cheese 142.8 for Cheese and a 143.2 for Samurai, as Ben Arnold sticks it onto the front row, 42.484. Is this Tem, who's starting his lap? We've got Newton, who is jumped into the pits. Okay. See Gary's on an outlap. Tidal Thunder on an outlap. P is on a lap. How are we looking? He's claimed that he has no pace this evening. He says another Cheese win. Arsenal Boy says, that's sexy voice again. Pete dives into the pits. Okay. Right, who is coming towards the end of their laps? Arsenal Boys, Tidal Thunder. So it looks like it's going to be 10. There's a bit of traffic up ahead. He could be get a nice tow here. First from, I think, the Ferrari of Tidal Thunder. Is he going to get a bit of a tow from the Red Bull in front of Geary, I think that is. And 10 puts it on the second row of 142.5. Okay. Okay. Here comes Arsenal Boys, last week's second place. I think that was his first podium in Div 1. And he sets a 43.2. Newton on an outlap. C. Geary in a slightly different Mercedes livery. Picked the wrong car. Filling in this evening for Sketchy Crib, who isn't with us. Comes C. Geary. What sort of time are we looking at? A 1:45.1 as Newton Killer comes round Kemmel. We'll come back to him in a bit. Pete is off track somewhere in sector 3-ish. Who's on a lap that is... Everyone is on prep laps. The Boys is on an outlap. Samurai is on an outlap. He is starting his lap. Arsenal Boys starting his second hot lap. Ben Arnold. Right, let's follow Ben Arnold in the Mercedes. Had a huge bottle last week in Monaco. Seemed to be leading quite comfortably before bidding it somewhere. We missed it. We were watching someone else bid it. And he'll be looking to kickstart his season. He's currently 3 temps up. So probably going to be looking into the 41s here. If he can continue that momentum. Let's see what the split is. It's half a second up. So we are looking into the 141s. What is Ben going to be setting as a new benchmark for pole? It's a 142.188. So lost a bit of time in sector 3 as Alex UK is 2 temps up. So you could put him back onto pole. Or 142.099 for Alex UK. Who's this? It's an Alpine. I think it's Newton probably coming in. Yeah. Got a Haas coming up to the bus stop chicane. Haas of me Q. And he puts it on the second row, 142.27. Here comes Smoking Cheese onto the front row in pole, 141.948. Warman does not improve. Shawarma. The chicken shawarma. I do like a chicken shawarma, you know. He goes into the pits. Pete he's gonna finish a lap. No, he's not. He's gone into the pits. There's a wall there, Pete. Is Warman on a lap? Warman's not on a lap. Tem is on a lap here. Currently sitting on 142.5, and he's gone off track. I think he's lost a lot of time there. It's not going to be... Yeah, he's lost half a second. So I think that is everyone pretty much in the garage. No laps going at the moment. Could be it until towards the end of this qualifying session. So currently sitting with Cheese in pole, 141.948. Alex UK in second with 142.099. Quite tight in that sort of top 6. Only about 6 tenths in it. So people starting their final laps. Here's Ben Arnold as he comes through to the end of sector 1, and he is a 10th up. Alex UK just starting his lap. Newton coming down the Kemmel Straight. He is currently 3 tenths up. Samurai on his lap. Let's get some people towards the end of their laps, or this is the start of a lap for 10. Here is the chicken shawarma starting his out lap. We've got Cheese starting his. I think that's Kingspin coming around the Sauce on his final lap. Warman coming around on his. So let's go and have a look at. Let's have a look at Pete, who is yet to set a time. Just keep it on the track, Pete. Tidal Thunder retires from the session as Ben Arnold sits in a 1:41.756 to put it on pole. I don't think that's going to be enough. As Gold Samurai finishes his qualification, as does Newton Killer. Currently provisionally in 5th. Samurai provisionally 8th. Alex UK can't improve. 1:41.923. He sticks in for P13, 1:43.2. Who is this? This is Me Q. Can he improve? A 1:41.980 for Me Q. Here comes Tem, who is currently up. He's improved on his time. Is it enough to overtake? He is P5 for Tem. Schwarmer goes in P11. And Smoke and Cheese, a 1:41.624 for Smoke and Cheese. O'Warman improves into P5 at 1:41.998. C. Geary, no improvement. I think that was the Alpine. I've got the Alpine of Duncan as Arsenal Boys improves. So can Duncan improve on P11? And he loses it. There we have it. Arsenal Boys asking where to point. I swear he asked this last week. So a 1:41.624 is our pole time for Smoke and Cheese. Tem there with an awesome qualifying session. Aston Martin making the decision to gamble with Tem moving up to Div 1 for tonight's race rather than going with one of the reserve drivers. Will that pay off in the end? I believe last season few drivers made this into a one-stop. Interesting to see how many managed to get the one-stop in, or whether there's any that have to go with the two-stop. Shorter race, I think it's only 22 laps. It does look quite gloomy though. will we see some rain? Who knows? Let's just have another look at the grid. So from the rear, we've got C Geary 91 in P15, Tidal Thunder. I think that's Dan, Karting Dan. P14, we've got Pete in P13. Shawarma making his debut in P12. Duncan P11. Be disappointed with that. Kingspin P10. Gold Samurai on his home circuit in P9, making his return to DRL. Arsenal Boys in P8. Newton Killer P7. 10 P6. O'Warman in P5. MeQ making his return for this season in P4. Alex UK in P3. Ben Arnold in P2. And our current championship leader, Smoking Cheese, in P1. So we could have quite the race ahead. Let's have a look what the chat is saying whilst we wait. Oh, Pete says, "For fuck's sake, Pete. I want a bit of drama. We want some shock." Pete just ruining everything. Wanted just didn't want to know that it was gonna. I mean, hopefully a dry race means it'll be more exciting as we get started. Here we go. 5 red lights. All right, it's the formation that. So let's have a look at what everyone is starting on. So Ben opting to start on the hards, as is Arsenal Boys, Duncan and Shawarma. Everyone else on the mediums to start us off. Right, we're on the grid. Here we go. And 5 red lights. And away we go. We go racing in Spa as Alex UK makes a great start. Goes down on the inside, but he's going to lose out as MiQ picks up a great line and is going to lead into Eau Rouge on lap 1. What a start from MiQ, making his return to DRL. Any other early changes there? So MiQ up 3. Pete has gained 4 positions up to P9. Tem must have got caught in some trouble as he dropped 9 positions. As Warman makes a pass there on Ben Arnold, who's lost 3 positions since the start there. Pete making up another position to move into P8. And a good start from the Kick Sauber driver. Smoke and Cheese loses the position to Alex UK. Smoke and Cheese already with his fuel light on. The only one that's under fueled in this race. Oh, so MiQ still leading the way. He dropped Alex UK for the moment, but just coming back towards him. All fairly tight in that top 7, all within DRS of each other. Pete working hard. He's dropped Arsenal boys, but he's going to have to work really hard to catch up with Gold Samurai, who is showing some consistency so far, which he struggled last time he was in the league. And making his way back through the field, he's back up to P11. He's on the rear of Tidal Thunder. Did see Kingspin and Duncan both come in. Smoke and Cheese having a little look there on Alex UK into the source, but decides to hold off. And I'm sure we're going to see these two try and attack MiQ down the Kemmel Straight as Cheese gets a beautiful run and gets Alex on the straight as they make contact, and Cheese backs out. He did kind of veer over to the left there where Alex had his car, and that bit of contact has probably allowed MiQ to get away a bit. Cheese and Alex UK part 2. This time Cheese takes the left line as he comes through nice and tidy on Alex, and now it'll be up to Cheese to try and close that gap. This Arsenal boys has re-overtaken Pete, but they're over 3.5 seconds down the track from Gold Samurai. Tem in the back of that little pack. Tidal Thunder 2.5 seconds behind. Shawarma and C Geary both exchange positions in sector 2. It looks like Shawarma has come through nicely. He picked up a 3-second time penalty in all of that. Kingspin and Duncan has come in for, is that a second stop for Duncan? Yeah. So Duncan in for a second time. So I'm thinking he's going to try and go hards to the end here. Why is my boy in last place? Just joined in. I don't know who your boy is, mate. That's from Hinsey. It's your boy Duncan. I think he must have got caught in an incident near the start, and then something else happened. Right. So, lap 6, me Q, Smoke and Cheese, Alex UK, Warman, Ben Arnold, perhaps second behind them, Newton Killer, Gold Samurai, just following then Arsenal boys 4 seconds behind, Pete and Tem a second each behind him, and Shawarma 3 seconds behind them, but he's managed to pull a gap on Geary as Kingspin goes past Tidal Thunder, who has stopped and put on a set of mediums, set of hards. The medium's only going 5 laps for him. What's everyone else on? That's gonna be, that must be a 2-stop there. And Tem picks up a 3-second time penalty. And C Geary picks up a 3-second time penalty. That was all in the same place, I think. Yeah, I was talking about Tem. That was a few minutes ago. He was like down 9 places at the start. Yeah. But he made a good. I mean, he's made a little bit of a recovery. Sitting in P10 now. following Pete quite closely. He can get a good exit at the bus stop. Oh, Pete comes in, so Tem up to 9th. As Pete comes in, probably opting for a 2-stop now, unless he can get those hards all the way. Let's have a look. What is Pete putting on? He's putting the hards. Could be a 1-stop, could be a 2. Tidal Thunder picks up a 3-second time penalty. Where is Pete coming out? He comes out well ahead of Kingspin, and about 5.5 seconds behind C. Geary. I've got a safety car. I completely missed what happened there. I have a habit of doing this. I was like reading something on the server, and we have a safety car come out. Right. So I imagine we're gonna see everyone come in. Ben, Arsenal boys, Shawarma, maybe Kingspin as well, all might stay out here. No. Ben is in. Is Arsenal boys going to take a gamble, or is he fresh tyres? Arsenal boys is going to stay out. He needs to get down the track quickly. Yeah, he should go and slot into P1. So Arsenal boys does stay out. As everyone else comes in, Ben and MiQ, I think now going on to a 2-stop strategy. I wouldn't be surprised if we see most of these new hard runners try to go to the end. Why did the SC? I don't know why the SC came out, Pete. Something happened. Let's have a look in the... Was there any incident? There's nothing in the race director. Something must have happened. Did someone come in? Did anyone come in before MiQ and then like knock their wing off or something? Did Duncan come in and knock his wing off and cause the safety car? I mean, he's a fair way behind. Ben comes in. He's going to come in, I reckon, put on a fresh pair of hards. Yep. Probably the wise thing to do here. Might get another lap. So could have probably come in after this lap. If I was me too, I might have done the same thing there. Or we might do it this lap. I think there will be, I doubt we're going to see the safety car come in at the end of this lap. Because Duncan is just coming up to the bus stop chicane. Duncan. Don't think he's going to make it to the end of this lap. Arsenal boys leading us through. Safety car is not in, so I think Duncan is going to get onto the end of this procession. Will Miku dive into the pits here? No. Will Kingspin dive into the pits here? No. I wouldn't have been surprised if someone on mediums dived into the pits, as Duncan does. I mean, a slightly dubious pit entry by Duncan. So he's put an old set of hards on. Will make his way back up the track to try and catch up. I wonder, like, we're going to probably see Shawarma need to pit again. Arsenal boys is going to need to pit, but probably gambling on another safety car. Maybe in a couple of laps' time, where he can either put on another fresh set of hards. Can he do that? Has he stopped at all? Arsenal boys is still needs to stop, so he wants a safety car in 3 or 4 laps time. Stick some mediums on and go for it. Right, the pack is all back together. The gang is together again. Safety car will be in this lap, and an Arsenal boys will be getting us restarted momentarily. As Tem makes contact with Pete and receives a 10-second time penalty for a severe collision, and he's also knocked out his front wing. What happened there? sure the stewards are going to get to see that, as Arsenal boys very closely followed by Miku. He's going to get a fantastic run on him as they come down the pit straight and we get restarted. Miku pushing him round the source. And he's going to take the lead as they head into Eau Rouge and round the Kennel Curve. So Miku making the fresher tyres work. As we see an incident here with Sikiri. I mean, as Tidal Thunder comes round, I think some form of contact was almost inevitable there between those four. Interesting to see whether we get any of whether the stewards' room is troubled this week. Last week there was no tickets, surprisingly, in Monaco. Who keeps putting Chetty in the comms box by himself? He needs to be supervised at all times. I mean, yeah, to be honest, Tem should have been joining me tonight and he would have carried me through, but he decided he wanted to race. So, there's that. I don't know why we're watching Pete. This is how not to win a race in DRL with Pete T. He's on the back of Shawarma. Is he going to make a move here? I think he will. He's made the move. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. Pete up into P8 as Kingspin to also make a move. Shawarma locking up a little bit. Ben Arnold right behind the two of them. And Shawarma making it hard for Kingspin to get past. It looks like Shawarma, just going off track there. Don't think there was anything untoward that went on between him and Kingspin, but Ben Arnold has managed to make the most of those two battling and take 2 places there, and he'll get up the road to chase down Pete in P9. So Miku is completely checked out. 5 seconds up the road. As we see a yellow flag in Sector 3, Duncan, I think there's a spin. Alex UK sitting in P2, but he's going to have Smoke and Cheese bearing down on him. Arsenal boys brings out a safety car. What happened there? What the hell happened with Arsenal boys? I've just been bombed. So this... I mean, it's good for Miku. Miku can get on some fresh mediums. I imagine we'll see everyone come in. We could this could be a long safety car as well. God. Right, so Miku comes in, puts on some fresh hards, smoking cheese on some mediums, Warman on mediums, Newton's coming for hards. Pete picks up 3-second time penalty. It's King spin. Retires. Is that on track? No. I don't know why these people retire. Like, you're still getting points, mate. P14, it's still points. And you might have got the cleanest driver, or fastest lap, or you're not getting driver with that P14. Red Bull shagged me. Do I get a point for your 15th? No, because you're not classified. I expect we'll see Samurai getting ticketed from Arsenal boys. He's saying it was a Red Bull. So it was either Geary or Samurai. And I think Arsenal boys was near the front, so... This is not exciting at all. We've had like 3 laps under the first safety car. It's the longest lap in the world. And this is the 3rd lap. Is this the 3rd or the 2nd lap? I don't even know. I'll send you the clip. Hold on. Don't send me the clip. Just put the clip in the tickets, let the stewards deal with it, and then we move. The stewards could... It'd be nice for them to have to deal with something this week, because it was unusually quiet Monaco for the stewards room. Neither division produced any tickets, or there was 1 ticket from Warman. wanting to remove a penalty but providing no evidence of any other indiscretions on the track. His penalty removal was promptly denied. So, hopefully be back underway at the end of this lap. Alex UK will be leading us. Gold Samurai. We following him. Miku, then Smoke and Cheese, Warman, Newton Killer, Ben Arnold, Pete, Shawarma, C. Geary, Total Thunder, Duncan, and Tem. Duncan, if he can keep up with the 4 in front, then he's going to make 4 places. Who wins this race? We'll have 6 laps to go. I'm going to go with Miku here for the win. There's Smoke and Cheese and Warman. There was an overtake there. Sure of it. Geary leaves the session. It's DNF. I don't know why. He gets 3 points for. Oh well. Right, Miku is through on Gold Samurai. Smoking Cheese is going to have a look. Can he get it done? He does get it done. You see a bit of glitchiness from the Samurai. So, and Samurai, and I mean, that was absolute carnage. What the hell happened there? Ben going all the way off track. It looked like it was Warman or Newton involved in that. I think it was Warman involved. So that puts Ben down into P12. So I don't think there's going to be any chance for a race win for him. Arsenal Boys was already out. He's decided to call it a day. Tem picks up 3-second time penalty. Right, Cheese having a look around the outside of Miku. Miku lets him pass, knowing that he's going to probably get the DRS as they come through Eau Rouge. And Cheese burning some battery to stay ahead here. Warman now putting Miku under tremendous pressure. You have to think, if Miku can hold out for another lap or so, then he will be on the quicker tyres, I imagine. Smoking Cheese bearing down on Alex UK. Can he get within the DRS and really put some pressure on to take his second race win of the season? It does mean, of course, next week we have our first reverse grid sprint races, where we have no qualifying sessions at all, and we have a reverse grid sprint followed by a reverse grid feature race, and Smoking Cheese will be at the back of the grid as loses it a little bit there into the bus stop chicane. Loses a good 3 or 4 attempts on Alex UK. As Warman is just taking a check on Miku. Ben Arnold puts in a fastest lap of 1:45.447. Pete T and Tidal Thunder exchanging blows. And that's going to put Pete under pressure from Ben Arnold, I imagine. As Alex UK and Smoke and Cheese swapping places a little bit there. Warman gets through on MeQ, so the medium's still looking good. Not able to challenge this top four who have been, I mean, these four at the front have been sort of a class apart. And Samurai did look quite good earlier on. Ben Arnold picks up a 3 second. So that will be good for Duncan. He knows he can. Ben Arnold goes fast. He knows that he's still got the position. As we go back to this front group. Will we see? I mean, it's one of those where I don't like to make that move too early. It's so easy to, if the person can follow you, can get that position back on the next lap. Will Cheese have a go at Alex UK here? Gonna swoop past him? No. Alex UK just about holding on. Warman and MeQ both following just behind. Cheese gonna have a little dive up the inside, but then just pulls out. Could be anyone's race here. It's all very tentative, very even. Duncan now picks up a 3 second, so I think with the penalties, as you can see there, Tem and Tidal Thunder both with 6 seconds, and Pete, Duncan, Ben and Shawarma all with 3 second penalties. So as we come into lap 20 of 22, this front four, as Ben Arnold has gone off track. What's he doing? What's he doing? So Ben's gonna go for a fastest lap point. Cheese having another look at the overtake at Alex UK, doesn't get it done. Warman doesn't quite get the run on Cheese, and it's still as they were in the top four. As Tem picks up another 3 second penalty, so it goes up to 9 seconds. How far back? Oh, Ben's going to be a mile back, isn't he? Yeah, he's like half a lap behind. It's Tem and Shawarma now. I don't know about that one. It's all getting very feisty in the rear there between Gold Samurai, Tidal Thunder and Tem. performers made his way up the track. He's getting away from these three. Back to the front four, and Smoking Cheese a lot closer to Alex UK this time. As Cheese goes deep, and Warmer manages to swoop in and pick the position up. A mistake there by Cheese. And Warman says, thank you very much. I will take that P2. And now Cheese under pressure from MeQ. Warman goes in through on Alex as well. And Cheese, I don't know what happened there. There was a bit of contact, I think, between Alex and Cheese. Warman now in P1 and has managed to get away from the three behind him. I mean, somehow, I swear it was Warman, then MeQ, then Cheese, then Alex. I think a lap ago, that four were completely the other way round. BQ might actually be on the better tyres here, because he is able to chase down Warman. We could see a great, if he could get within DRS, we could see a bit of a feisty final lap. He's going to have grip here. Is he going to have the grip out of La Source to be able to get within DRS range? I don't think he is. I think this could be Warman's race to lose now. MeQ, he's put a second between him and Cheese, so no threat from behind. Alex UK is going to be very disappointed if he can't retake that third place and that podium. It looks like it's going to be a race win for O'Warman in the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin team made a great start to this season 11 of DRL. I think last week, what did we have last week from Team Aston? So we had a 4th place for Warman last week from Team Aston Martin, and then a P4 and a P1 in Div 2 from Aston Martin. So it could be a second race win. MeQ looks like on his return. Close, but not close enough to a race win, but still a great performance nonetheless. Cheese in P3, Alex UK P4. I think Cheese dropped a position there. Oh, did he have a time penalty? So Alex UK does get P3, Newton P4, Cheese P5, Pete P6, Gold Samurai P7, Duncan P8, Tidal Thunder P9, Shawarma on his DRL debut in P10, and then we have Tem in P11. And I don't know what Ben's doing in P12. There we have it. Round 2 done. Who's going to pick up our awards this week? So, fastest lap came from Ben Arnold, driver of the day, Pete Taplin, cleanest driver, Newton Killer, who those three all picking up the bonus points. And there we have it. O'Warman picking up the race win. Must have been a penalty for smoking cheese there. Yeah, he got 3 seconds, must have been near the end. Solid return by Miku as he returns to DRL. Gold Samurai probably disappointed there with the P7 in the end. He looked to be going quite well. But all in all, a good week. So that is it from round 2 this week. Next week, as I said earlier, we're in Brazil for our reverse grid sprint race and reverse grid feature race. Tomorrow night, you can join us again for Div 2. We'll have Pete plus someone else. I don't know whether it's going to be Newton or it might be Sketchy Crib, or we might get one of the other admins to jump in, because Pete's solo comms is almost as bad as my solo comms. So, yeah. Right. Thanks for joining us, and we shall see you tomorrow. Cheers.